It's Friday, your salary just hit your account, and suddenly it disappears. Maybe it goes toward new clothes, eating out, or entertainment, and before you know it, there's barely anything left. That's why payday can be tricky. Knowing what to actually do with your money isn't always obvious. So let's break down 8 important steps you should follow every time you get paid. The first and most important step is figuring out your financial baseline. A lot of people avoid this because it feels overwhelming, but ignoring it is exactly why so many struggle financially. In fact, a large percentage of people live paycheck to paycheck because of a concept called mental accounting. This is when you treat money differently depending on where it came from, instead of looking at it as one pool. For example, if you get a tax refund, you might see it as extra money and spend it on things you don't really need. But in reality, it's no different from your regular income. It's just money you overpaid earlier. The solution is simple. Write everything down. Use a spreadsheet and list all your monthly expenses: rent, groceries, bills, subscriptions, everything. This gives you a clear picture of how much you actually need to live. Once you've done that, go a step further and remove non-essential expenses. Cut out things that aren't necessary for your survival. What you're left with should be your core costs: housing, ideally under 30% of your income, food, around 10%, and utilities or insurance, another 10%. Altogether, your basic living expenses should stay below half your income. This number becomes your financial baseline, the minimum you need each month. Next, focus on building an emergency fund. Imagine having enough savings to cover 6 months of your expenses. That kind of cushion gives you peace of mind if something unexpected happens, like losing your job or facing a medical emergency. Many people don't have even a small safety net, which forces them into debt when problems arise. An emergency fund protects you from that. Ideally, you should save enough to cover 6 months of your baseline expenses and only use it in true emergencies, not for vacations or impulse spending. Once that's in place, your next priority should be eliminating high-interest debt. Debt can quietly drain your income through interest payments, making it harder to save or invest. There are 2 common ways to tackle it. One is the avalanche method, where you pay off debts with the highest interest rates first. This saves you the most money over time. The other is the snowball method, where you start with the smallest balances to build momentum and motivation. Both work. It depends on what keeps you consistent. After clearing your debt, it's time to invest. Many people think investing is complicated or risky, but it doesn't have to be. The real power comes from compound growth, earning returns on your returns over time. Historically, markets have grown steadily over the long term, which means your money can grow significantly if you stay invested consistently. The key is not trying to time the market. Nobody can reliably predict when prices will go up or down. Instead, invest a fixed amount regularly. This strategy, known as dollar cost averaging, helps reduce risk by spreading your investments over time. You'll naturally buy more when prices are low and less when they're high. Before investing heavily, take advantage of retirement accounts if available. For example, employer-sponsored plans often include matching contributions, essentially free money. After that, other tax-advantaged accounts can help your investments grow more efficiently. Once you've set up investing, think about how you use your time. Time is your most valuable asset. If you're spending hours on tasks you dislike, consider whether that time could be used more productively, like building a side income. Sometimes it makes sense to pay someone else to handle certain tasks if it frees you up to earn more or focus on things you enjoy. Another key step is automation. Managing money manually can become exhausting over time and lead to poor decisions. By automating your finances, like bill payments, savings transfers, and investments, you remove the need to constantly think about it. For example, your salary can go into your main account, then automatically split into spending and savings accounts. From there, your savings can be directed toward your goals, whether that's building an emergency fund, paying off debt, or investing. Automation reduces stress and ensures consistency. Finally, understand this. Even if you're doing everything right, it might not always feel like you're making progress. That's normal. Financial growth takes time, and sometimes the improvements are subtle. But if you stick to these steps consistently, you'll be in a much stronger position than you realize.